Ed, lovely to see you. How are you
We're
getting
fine,
on?
thanks very much. Good to see you. It all stemmed from my technical drawing abilities at school, and I was destined to become an engineering draftsman. Unfortunately, my physics was going to let me down, but my careers teacher sort of said, well, how about going to art school? Of course, that was the late 60s. I'm talking the Beatles era, Sergeant Pepper's, Peter Blake, and he was one of my inspirations, and I went to art school. Constructive. There was some sort of end product at the end of it, even at that age, drawing and doing cross sections of engines and goodness knows what. I mean, I used to get told off for doing little sketches in my exercise books in those days, and but hey ho, that was me. I think my art teacher, because again, apart from technical drawing, yes, I was, we used to be sort of top of the class in my year at art, and won art prizes, and getting my first tubes of oil paint, and that was the start. Well, it was a bit of a shock, going to your mother and saying, I don't think I'm up for an apprenticeship. The careers teacher said go to art school, and I thought initially she would, be a little bit in shock, but no, she took it on board, and so I went to art school. You're a little fish in a big bowl, and it was not difficult. It was just inspiring to see other students of your age, different styles and other forms of art, which I didn't really sort of consider at that time. Sculpture, photography, illustration, textiles, pottery, and then graphics, which I felt comfortable with. We then did 3 years doing a graphic and illustration course. Well, as I said, it was when I was at college, and this style I have of transferring printed type onto the board was one of the tutors who we used to smother a sheet of printed paper with Lighterfill, turn it over, and rub it onto the page, and you've got a reversed image, as it were. And I've used that with my type, and to a great effect. Confident. I felt, being subjected to all these various disciplines. Somebody said, you've got to make the most of your 3 years, which I did. It was brilliant. Yeah, it was a design brief for a corporate identity. I designed this abstract shape of a cut apple, and that was it. That was me. That was my graphics, and that was my style. Barhousey sort of design, and that was the day. The college received an inquiry as to whether any students would like to apply for a job in this agency in London. I snapped it up, and several of us went down for the day, and there was about 250 applicants, not just from our college but from others. And lo and behold, I got it. My first interview. I mean, that was unheard of. It was a bit of a culture shock. We got on. I was a junior visualizer, working on ad campaigns and so on, and really enjoyed it. Well, because I was being creative during the day, my sort of subliminal sort of illustrative painting was at the background, because I was being creative, and I look upon my paintings as a design. It's still a balancing act with my mixed media type and so on, which was what my day job was. So that was fine. Yeah, good question. And yes, you had deadlines, and they were incredible deadlines. So from there on, throughout my life, I've made sure that I meet the deadlines, whether it's nowadays a commission. If I'm asked to, we'd like a painting by such and such a time, or the gallery wants paintings, they'll have them on time. Well, it was many years later. I had a bit of a health shock, but it sort of dawned on me, let's put the computer to one side and let's work on the easel. It was liberating but challenging, but also a pressure because you have to hit the ground running. I've been successful in some of my illustrations, for some of the blue chip companies, you name it. And but then to actually produce something yourself, like a painting, and then sell it. I was traveling around various galleries looking at styles and thinking, yeah, I quite like that style, that's more me or not, and looking at values of the paintings and trying to price myself in the market for that. And then we honed in on my sort of mixed media style, and it fitted in with my background of design and graphics, and so that's where we went for it. We're just on an upward path, right from start to finish, and no, brilliant. Yeah. I enjoy painting, and we'll continue to do so. As the Dalai Lama said, to be born is a miracle. To live to good old age is good fortune. What you do in the middle is up to you. And I feel I've fulfilled that. And not that I've finished.